High above us, beyond the clouds, thousands of small machines orbit our planet. They move silently through space, helping us in ways we don't even see. These are satellites, the invisible web of technology that powers our modern world. From phone calls and GPS to watching the weather or tracking ships at sea, satellites have become the silent guardians of Earth. But now, a new kind of satellite system is changing everything. One that promises to bring high-speed internet to every corner of the world. This is the story of Starlink, a system that could connect the planet like never before. Hello and welcome back to ProjectNOTOS, the channel where we explore the most amazing ideas in science, technology and inventions. I'm glad you're here. If you're curious about how the world works and love learning something new every week, you are in the right place. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell so you don't miss our next episodes. It really helps us grow and share knowledge with people all over the world. Alright, let's jump into today's topic. Starlink satellites now might soon have internet in even the most remote mountains, deserts and oceans on Earth. So, what exactly is a satellite system? A satellite is a machine that is sent into space and orbits around Earth or another planet. Some satellites take pictures of our planet to help with weather forecast. Others are used for military purposes, and many are used for communication, like sending signals for TV, radio, and now the internet. The first satellite ever sent to space was called Sputnik 1, launched by the Soviet Union in 1957. It was small and simple, but it started the space age and showed the world that communication from space was possible. Soon after, many countries, including the United States, began launching their own satellites. Since then, we have created entire satellite systems, groups of satellites that work together. For example, GPS is a satellite system that helps you find your way when driving. Communication satellites helps us send data, phone calls, and video calls across the world in seconds. But not all areas of the world have good internet. Rural areas, mountains, deserts, highlands, they often struggle with poor connections. Fiber optic cables are expensive to build and install. That's where satellite internet comes in. It can reach places where normal internet cannot. Satellite systems are amazing pieces of technology, but how do they work? Let's break it down simply. Satellites orbit Earth at different heights. Some are very far away, called geostationary satellites, about 36,000 kilometers up, and say above the same part of the planet. These are used for weather and television. Others, like Starlink satellites, are much closer to Earth, in what is called low Earth orbit, LEO, about 500 to 1,200 kilometers above us. Satellites have antennas that send and receive data. On Earth, people use a dish or receiver to connect with the satellite. That dish talks to the satellite, which then talks to other satellites, or to a ground station, which is a large antenna on Earth that connects the satellite system to the internet. To provide good service, you don't just need one satellite, you need hundreds or even thousands working together. They must cover the entire planet, moving in patterns so there are always satellites overhead. Satellites need solar panels to collect energy from the sun. They also need thrusters to adjust their position in space and computers to make decisions automatically. Some new satellites can even avoid space debris by moving out of the way on their own. The main challenge is speed. The farther away a satellite is, the longer it takes for data to travel. That's why systems like Starlink use low-orbit satellites. They are faster and can reduce the delay or latency, making the internet feel quicker. Starlink is a special project created by SpaceX, the well-known space company founded by Elon Musk. You may know Musk as the CEO of Tesla, the electric car company, but is also deeply involved in space exploration. His dream is to bring internet to everyone on Earth, especially in places where regular internet does not reach. Starlink started in 2015, and the first 60 satellites were launched in 2019. Since then, thousands more have been launched into space, making Starlink the largest satellite network ever built. The plan? To create a constellation, so a huge group of small satellites that cover the entire Earth, working together like a net in the sky. Elon Musk hopes Starlink will help fund other big SpaceX goals, like sending humans to Mars one day. Let's go a little deeper. Starlink uses small satellites, each weighing about 260 kilograms. These satellites fly in low Earth orbit and communicate with ground stations on Earth. When you use Starlink, you have a user terminal, a small satellite dish at your home or office. This dish connects to the nearest Starlink satellite overhead, which then connects to others and finally sends the signal to the internet. This system works almost in real time with very low latency, meaning it's fast enough for video calls, online gaming, and streaming. The whole system is designed, built, and controlled by SpaceX. SpaceX launches the satellites using their Falcon 9 rockets, which are reusable and they can land back on Earth and fly again. This saves money and makes it easier to launch many satellites quickly. As of now, Starlink is available in many countries, including the United States, Canada, some countries in South America, parts of Europe and Africa, Australia and Japan. Many countries are being added every year. Some governments are cautious about Starlink, because it is a private system that works globally and can cross borders. But others welcome it, especially where there is no internet infrastructure. In emergencies or wars, Starlink has been used to restore communication where normal systems are damaged. And now, ready to be amazed. Here are some surprising facts about Starlink you probably didn't know. Starlink satellites can be seen from Earth. Right after launch, they often appear in a straight line of moving lights. People call it a satellite train. The satellites are covered with a dark coating to reduce light pollution for astronomers. Starlink can work on moving vehicles, like ships, planes, or even RVs. This makes it perfect for people who travel in remote places. In 2022, Starlink was used during a natural disaster in Tonga when a volcanic eruption destroyed internet cables. The company has launched more than 5,000 satellites so far, and SpaceX plans to launch tens of thousands more. The satellites use lasers to communicate with each other in space, which is faster than using only ground stations. Starlink is not just a cool idea, it's a big step toward a more connected world. With thousands of satellites working together, people in the most remote areas can now get online, learn, work, and stay in touch with others. Of course, there are still challenges. Space is getting more crowded, and we need to make sure that satellite systems are safe and responsible. If done right, Starlink could be a game changer, not just for internet access, but for how we connect as a planet. Thank you for watching Project NOTOS. I hope you learned something new today. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, share it with a friend, and subscribe to our channel for more videos on amazing science and tech topics. See you next time!